All right, 3 ways, count them 1, 2, 3. AI is fundamentally going to change the game for artists in what I imagine is going to be an absolutely incredible way. Then I want to shift gears. I'm going to ask for some guinea pigs among you that are willing to let me download your Instagram images so that I can process them in AI. I want to show you some ways to leverage AI to find your niche, which I think is like a really, really interesting way to go about it. So I want to show you some of that. One of the videos that I've been playing a bunch lately, because it's sort of controversial, right? And I know that like most of you guys as artists, photographers, creatives, you're not adopting AI at the same level that most are. Most would say, right? It's not like your workplace is demanding you adopt it as an artist, as a photographer. Maybe your workplace is if you have a day job. But I want to play this video and then I'm going to go right into the 3 ways that AI is going to be absolutely epic for all of you guys. And then we'll get into working on some images and how to find your niche with AI, which is really a creative way.
If you're not engaging AI actively and aggressively, you're doing it wrong. You're not going to lose your job to AI. You're going to lose your job to somebody who uses AI. Your company is not going to go out of business because of AI. Your company is going to go out of business because another company used AI. There's no question about that. And so you have to engage AI as quickly as possible.
So I really believe that that is the case for absolutely every single solitary artist out there. And what I've come to realize is like I've continued playing with AI and getting better at AI and seeing what AI can take off of my plate. For you guys, like I've been working with artists and photographers, I should say, if you guys don't know me, Patrick, for the last 10 years, okay, in a myriad of different situations. Artists of every age, every skill set, every niche, all over this country, other countries, you know, I've seen what the primary struggles that you are. And chief among them, what I've learned is like all of you guys are essentially, and it's better if I just screen share this because then I can talk about it. Hold on. You guys are gonna laugh when you see this, but don't laugh because it's hilarious. Don't laugh because it's not hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. So I found this guy on the internet like a long time ago, and he calls himself Seago, right? Look at this guy. He's playing the guitar, he's playing the tambourine, he's singing, he's playing a harmonica, and he's got a kick drum all going on at once, right? And what I've come to realize is that is every one of you, because as artists, as photographers, as creatives, you guys have to do all of the jobs. You have to do every single solitary job there are. You have to create the art, and then you have to write a title for the art, and then you have to write a description for the art, and then you have to get the art on a website, and then you have to figure out how to email about the art, and then you have to start doing social media posts about the art, market the art, at the end of the day, sell the art. That is really, really hard to be good at doing all of those jobs, let alone having enough time in a 24-hour period to do those jobs, right? And I played that Jensen Wang video. He's the founder of NVIDIA, one of the founders of NVIDIA. He's the CEO now. But anyway, I've come to realize that like for the first time in your creative careers, okay, you're gonna have a staff. You're not gonna be the one-man band anymore, like Vigo here, or Seago, I think his name is. You're not gonna be the one-man band anymore because you're actually going to have a team that is supporting you, and that team is AI. It is going to take a number of these tasks that creatives find so incredibly daunting and so hard to do, and it's going to take it right off your plate. You're not even going to have to worry about it anymore. It gets even better than that. And let me see if I can get out of this video. So this is like the next profundity, and you're not going to be able to read this. It's too small. I don't think I can make it full screen because we're on portrait mode. But Sam Altman's the guy that started OpenAI, right? And in here, his tweet is that like AI will cause the price of work that can happen in front of a computer to decrease much faster than the price of work that happens in the physical world. Okay, that's coming. That's happening. That is going to come to all of us. The price of computer work is going down in cost significantly. Okay, the price of all the computer work. Do you know what's not? The work that only you can do with your hands. And so that applies to plumbers, that applies to guys doing air conditioning, doing roofing, anything where you're building things with your hands. Well, what do? you create things with your hands, right? Whether it's a case of the camera, whether it's, a brush on a canvas. So I think that is going to be a tremendous leg up for all of you. And I think when you start combining all of these things, it's going to be staggering. The overall marketing output and the overall business output that a normal artist and normal creator is about to have is going to be 10x of what it's ever been before. And I honestly, I'm like so excited for you guys. I can't even see straight. But I want to pivot today's session to showing you how you can leverage, how you can leverage AI to help you find a niche. So I need a guinea pig on Instagram that's going to let me go to their profile right now and download some of their art. Maybe you're struggling to figure out what your niche is. Maybe you're struggling to figure out, is what I'm working on, this creative stuff that inspires me, is it big enough for me to build a business off of, right? And I don't know, I don't know if there's going to be an audience. I don't know if what I'm doing is big enough. Okay, so Casey, you were the first guinea pig. Way to step up. You have no idea, you guys, how hard it is when you're using software. I'm not complaining, but when you use software to stream this whole thing, to try and get like all of this stuff on the screen. So I want to show you, this is going to be me figuring out how to leverage, AI to help people find a niche, right? And so I'm going to download a couple of her images, and I'm just going to see what kind of stuff that she's doing. Love this, by the way. Always have you holding the art, you showing your beautiful face so people know you exist. Great work there. Okay, so you've got a lot of these lady pictures. I'm very curious to see how AI is going to describe your art, because it's sort of abstract a little bit. Let's see what it does. Okay, so I'm going to pull up Art Helper. And if you guys don't know, if you haven't seen this, this is our newest app. It's called Art Helper. And it is an AI that we've custom built from the ground up. Yeah, and you guys can ask questions, of course. More than happy to answer. So somebody was asking me about pricing, but I want to stay on this for a second. So I'm going to pull these 3 images into Art Helper. Sometimes I forget to refresh this thing. Did that work or did that not work? It didn't work. Hold on, I got to refresh it. You guys, bear with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these images from, give me your name again. I think it was Casey. Hold on, let me get them up first. Make sure I have your name correct too. Yeah, so Casey. Okay, so I'm going to grab 3 of Casey's images. I'm going to bring them into Art Helper. And this is a way that you can leverage AI to help you understand, is there a niche for what I do, right? Like, because if we look at her Instagram, like what jumps out at you? Like, what would you guys say Casey's niche is here, right? Is it abstract? She's got some of these ladies with the big glasses. She's got stuff going on like this, like, it's a hard call. I mean, I know she knows what her medium is, but does she know what her niche is? And early on, it's not easy to know the answer to that question, right? Okay, so what Art Helper has done is Art Helper has pulled the images in, right? And this app has a whole bunch of different things. I'm going to kind of focus just out of the gates here on how I leverage it to help me understand what type of a niche. And yeah, Casey just chimed in. She's like, I have no clue what my niche is. And that's okay. That's part of this. That's part of this early game, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it to create a product description for me, right? And so what the AI is doing right now is it's looking at her art, and it's determining, how would I write a product description for this? And so it's come back with, this playful abstract portrait presents a whimsical figure adorned with oversized glasses, casting a dreamy glaze. Okay, I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to edit the details, and I'm going to save the description for this. And the reason that I'm doing this is so that I'm giving Art Helper a little bit more context on what this image is. But here's where it gets interesting, right? So we just grabbed her image, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to mess around with any of the rest of these little buttons in here. I'm going to go right into the Facebook group finder. And because I've now given the image some context a little bit via the description on what it is that Casey created here, I'm now going to go ask it to find Facebook groups for me, such that I can see if there's some Facebook groups that are posting about this type of art, right? That are interested in this type of art. And I find that this is not something that most artists usually do right out of the gates. I mean, admittedly, it's a pain in the butt. You've got to go to Facebook and search all these groups and do all these things. So let me just make sure when I click these things, it goes where I want it to go. So I'm going to go whimsical art lovers. I'm going to start there and I'm going to see what that brings up. So whimsical art, 34,000 members, 4 posts a day. Okay, that one looks kind of interesting. And one thing I would say about, Facebook groups as you look at them, some of them, let's go back to this. So this is like when you come out of Art Helper, for those of you guys that are already using it, you're going to jump. When you click on the Facebook groups, you're going to jump into these views like this. So Facebook's going to give you this view, and it's really, really helpful. Okay, because what it does is I find that this like drastically alters my own creative inputs based on like what kind of audiences are out there. Because what these Facebook groups are, you guys, is they're a proxy for attention. They're a proxy for a tribe of people, okay, that are diehard interested in something, right? And so that's like can be a really, really powerful way to just like get you thinking about like, what kind of groups are there out there that might be interested in what I do? And then what I find is like, I look at these, and this might be a little bit hard to see on Instagram, so I'll kind of just enunciate it. But, I want to see what size the group is, and I want to see how many posts a day, right? So like this whimsical art, I would probably just join this guy, boom. And you can join groups and leave groups all day long. Some of them are locked, and you have to get accepted by the whatever, the admin or the moderator or whatever. But instantaneously, I'm just going to go and look at this and see whimsical art enthusiast, low member, low member, low member, low member. Marianne's whimsical art world, Bob's whimsical yard art. So that's interesting. So there's a bunch with this whimsical tagline. And so, could you argue that this art is whimsical? Absolutely, you could. I think whimsical art, you should probably join and look and see what's going on in there. Yeah, and Kathleen brings up a good point. Like most groups have rules like no selling. Understand what we're doing right now. What we're doing right now is just trying to find audiences for this art. We're not necessarily saying that we're going to go in here and spam this group and say like, hey, buy my art, buy my art, buy my art, right? Like what we're trying to do is there a diehard audience? Now, there are very intelligent ways in which you can join a group, okay? And especially like whimsical art with 34,000 members and 4 posts a day, there's a lot of action in there, but it's probably all artists in there. But it doesn't matter. I'm just looking to see like, can we figure out a niche for her art, right? In some places where she can go and potentially promote her art, and maybe even more importantly, understand how she wants to reference her art and how she wants to frame her art, right? So that was the first example that Art Helper gave us. Let's see what else. Abstract art fans, creative minds unite, dreamy portraits in art. See, that's interesting to me. So let me take a look at that. So let's see what dreamy portraits. So the portrait group, 56K, 10 posts a day. Painting dreamy portraits with Olga, no. Portrait galleries with photographers, no. Art of portraits, no. See, I don't necessarily like jumping into the ones that I know are just going to be filled with artists, but a lot of times, like you just click into these things and you see, and again, you're not going to be able to join every single solitary one right out of the gates, right? So like they're not going to be open. I mean, they're going to be closed groups, but that's okay too. I just like getting an idea for like what's out there and what are some potential big groups where people are talking about this. And one of the things that I found as I continue to do this with various different people's art is sometimes you'll get into a group and you'll see what's being posted in there and you'll see what are some of the most shared posts, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, this is like an incredible meme that I can incorporate into my artwork, or this is like a really funny way to title things. Like it's a ton of stuff that you can learn, but I want to see what else is Art Helper doing. Art for the Dreamers, the Dreamers group. That's interesting. What the hell is that? I've never even heard of that. Art for the Dreamers. Art Dreamers. Let's see what that is. See if it's open. And so this is an example of one, right, that's not locked. And so you can just jump right in here and look at it. And, if it's all artists just promoting their art and, it doesn't look like anything interesting to me, boom, I get out. But either way, it's like a really, really fascinating way to be focused on what the nature of your art, what groups are out there. And I find that like by going and inspiring artistic quotes, I like these groups because a lot of times they'll do like a lot of different like meme type of stuff, right? Like let's see this. It's hit or miss. Sometimes it's a home run, and this one looks kind of like a dud too. Eh, 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 eh. Okay, so that one's not good. But I did like the whimsical art. I would get in there. I would see what was going on. I would see if my stuff resonates at all in there. Another thing that you can do when you're in the AI, when you're in Art Helper, like if you know what the exact medium, obviously, that you're creating in, I'm not exactly sure. Is this a paint? Is it acrylic? Is it watercolor? It's a little bit hard to tell from my small group, my small size image here. Abstract expressionism, charming portraits. See, that's interesting. What is the charming portrait group? Portraits, this is giving me a lot of the same ones that I saw before. Guy, there are so many posts in these things. Portraiture is such a huge deal. So the idea is that like take your art, right? So it's acrylic and collage. Okay, so let me go back and I'm gonna tell the AI that. So watch this. Is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna edit the description here. I'm not even gonna do it that way. I'm gonna do it this way. Watch this. I'm gonna go back to the description, product description, and I'm gonna say, please update this description as the work is composed of acrylic and collage. And so what it's going to do is it's going to rewrite the product description with those details in mind. And again, now I'm giving the AI a little bit more context on what her work is. And so now it's going to include that information in the product description. So now I'm going to save that. And then if I go and run the Facebook group finder again, what it's going to do is it's going to give me probably some different Facebook groups that I didn't have before that might have something to do with acrylic and collage. And we'll see if it works this time. And then I can start going down those rabbit holes, right? And I've done this in probably the 20 or 30 times that I've done this. I get different and interesting results every single solitary time, but by joining some of these Facebook groups and by going into some of these Facebook groups and subsequently also, I'll do the Reddit one in a second. You should always check Facebook and you should always check Reddit. And really what we're looking for when we do this is is there an audience for my work? Where do they hang out? What type of stuff are they posting? What do they love? Are there any huge artists in this space that I can follow and see what they're doing and where they're doing their marketing? There's just so many different ways, that you can learn about it. See, creative daydreamers. That one's interesting. I think it's still writing. Okay, good. What was that one? Creative daydreamers. What the hell does that even mean? Private team members. Create a great day. The daydreamer, creative, lucid dreaming. So that's interesting. It thinks it thinks it dovetails with dreaming a little bit. So you can see on that one, and this is kind of like her jam. She likes painting this thing. She's gone back to this one a couple of different times. The gal with glasses. So it gives you some quick ideas about what you could do about that. I'll also go into Reddit and just see what Reddit has. And Reddit, for those of you guys that don't know, is also a huge community. They just made a deal with Google, so it's their results are at the top of the Google search engines. It's a big deal in today's day and age. Wholesome memes, a black lady sketch show, daydreaming. So it's interesting that it keeps coming back to daydreaming, casual conversation, creative writing, feminism, colorization, artistic gifts. I actually want to see wholesome memes. I'm curious. Because even the meme marketing, you guys, of which I have up on the screen here, do not ever underestimate how powerful memes are for getting shared and getting massive views on Instagram, right? And so sometimes when you come on here and you see these wholesome ones, and there's a wholesome way to talk, to talk about your art and talk about put a quote on top of it occasionally and give it an ability to really get some serious reach on Facebook or Instagram or wherever else that you might be sharing it. So some good ways to really drill into it. And one of the other cool features too that Art Helper has that I just love, we're making advancements on this so quickly, is the minute you upload your art, you can have access to all of these various different room mock-ups right out of the gates. I'd be curious to see what purple looks like on purple. They don't have a ton of purple furniture in here because most people don't have purple furniture in their house, but that is a clean room mock-up right there, right? Kathleen's like, are you doing this for artists? I'm going to leave Facebook because of scammers and impersonators. Yes, I'm doing this for artists. The glass is not always half full, Kathleen. Not everyone is a scammer and an impersonator. I don't know if you were accusing me of that or not, but neither here nor there. Can you see those room mock-ups? Yeah, you can. And if you want any of these things, Casey, I'll send them to you. It's just a really, really cool product. And I would say more broadly, you guys, with AI, like I keep banging the drum on this because I want all of you guys to get switched on and start using it, whether you use ours or whether you use someone else's, because I fundamentally believe that it's going to forever change the game for what you guys do as artists, for how you're going to be able to operate your businesses, how you're going to be able to create more content than you've ever created before, and ultimately sell more art. So that's what it is. And actually, let me just see if I can do that. So I bet I can do this. Let's see. 1, 2. So what I'm doing is I'm downloading a bunch of these room mockups. And then watch what I can do. I can go right to Casey's profile. I can go message. See if it'll let me message you. Not now. Boom. I have to say accept. Okay, I'm going to put you in primary. Okay, I'm going to attach all of these, Casey, so you can have them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Let me send those to you. So you should have those in your IG inbox now. Bing, 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 bing. It's a cool way. It's a cool way to like instantaneously get room mockups and then have a little bit more marketing ammunition, right? But again, this is like the promise of what AI is going to be able to do for you. Like you upload an image, right? And like, you know, I can process Katie's other one from scratch, right? Like, and might as well just do this from scratch, right? So here are 3 room mockups. Ooh, I actually really like that one. I'm gonna grab some other just random room mockups that I like. I'm just gonna look. Oh, that one's pretty snazzy. Pops with the pink. I like that blue. I'm all over that one. Oh, that looks really good too. I don't know why I love playing so much in a living room, but I really just do. Okay, so I just grabbed those 3, right? So next, I'm going to take Casey's piece and I'm going to give it a title. And one of the things that I love about the AI that you can do on here is that you can tune your voice, right? And so I don't know, Casey, we're just chatting here on the live, but I think Casey's friendly, funny, and relaxed. That's what I'm going to call her. And so I'm going to clear this session and start over. And I'm going to have the AI. So like what we did is we just tuned the presentation to have a certain, or tuned the AI to have a certain voice, right? So what am I going to call this piece? Colorful reflections, glasses and giggles. I mean, how do you go wrong with glasses and giggles? I really like that. So what I'm going to do is go back to this. I'm going to edit the details. I'm going to call the piece glasses and giggles. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and save that. And you can see now I've got glasses and giggles up there in the image. And I love this, like just in terms of like processing your work, you guys, and like getting into a modality where the minute the artwork is completed, let's start doing all the rest of the work that we need to do, connect the dots, right? So now I've given Casey's piece a title. Now I'm going to go back in and I'm going to give it a product description, and the voice stays consistent. So because we tuned her voice to friendly, funny, and relaxed, and you can of course tune it to whatever you want, it's now going to write a product description that has friendly, funny, and relaxed in it. So I'm going to copy this product description. I'm going to edit the details. I'm going to paste this up here, and I'll explain in a minute what this all does. This right here to me is like one of my absolute favorite uses of AI, okay? Because I know how long it takes you guys to write product titles. I know how long it takes you to write product descriptions. I know how you labor over that, right? And like think it through, and then it goes on the to-do list. It's like, what am I going to call this? Well, guess what? The work is done. And I'm not saying the work is done forever. I might use that title. I might not use that title. I might use that description. I might not use that description. But guess what? It's done. The thing is now done, right? And so what I'm going to do, just to like show you how quick this is, and did I download? Let me just make sure I downloaded those all those images. I did, yeah. So I'm going to go back, and this is like how fun this is to me. Like, okay, so let's just say, Casey, I am now your AI helper, right? And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back and I'm going to go right into her Instagram DM, and I'm just sending this to her, right? Here are your 3 room mockups. Did they all get attached? Yep, those are your 3 room mockups. Here's your title. Here's your product description, right? And I'm literally sending her all of this to her Instagram DM box. Done, right? Okay, what else are we going to do? I'm going to go back and I'm going to say, do a social media post, right? And let's just see what she did, because I'm curious. I want to see what she did in terms of a description on it. Let's see. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2025. I'm thrilled to step into a brand new year together. Thank you so much for all your support during the holiday season. I can't wait to share what's next. What are your goals for New Year? What are you most excited about? Da, 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 da. Featured. I bet you think about me. So she's already got a title, right? And she's already got a description. So it's not like she needs another one. But good intro. Let's see what Art Helper comes up with in terms of a social media post. Here's my latest piece, Glasses and Giggles. The whimsical artwork is all about blending the charm of feminine flair with a pop of vibrant color. I had so much fun creating this playful character, complete with oversized glasses and a butterfly in her head. The background features delicate floral patterns that add a touch of depth and intrigue, right? So here's the social media post that it's written, right? And she could have used this, or she could have used the one that she did, and like, look, we're all busy, right? Like, you can post this art multiple different times, right? Okay, so she's a Swiftie. Great. You could post this art multiple different times, and you can do it with these different social media posts that you write, and you can do it with the ones that AI writes, and then you can turn it into a carousel post because you now have these carousel images. Like, when you realize that AI is just meant to be a productivity enhancer, everything tends to change, right? So I could copy this social media post and I could send it to her, right? Now that I know that she's a Swiftie, Casey, and tell me, does the artwork have anything to do with Taylor Swift? I don't have any daughters, so I don't know a doggone thing about Taylor Swift. Matthew, the app is called Art Helper, and you guys can get on the wait list for this. We're about to start releasing it to people. You can leave a comment with the words AHA, AHA, and I'll send you a link in the bot. But okay, so you'll have to tell me if this has anything to do with Taylor Swift, because that's like, if you know why, it's the name of one of her songs. Okay, so now what I can do is I can go back to product description and I can say, please. So, okay, watch this. I love this. Okay, I love this. So she's now told me that this image is from Taylor Swift, and it's one of Taylor Swift's songs, and I got to go and get the title so I don't screw it up. So I want to go and get the title that she put in here. I Bet You Think About Me. This would make sense with everything I've read about Taylor Swift constantly breaking up with men and then writing songs about it. Okay, so edit details. This is what I'm going to call it, and I'm going to save it, right? Okay, so now in the product description, watch what I'm going to do. This piece is named after a Taylor Swift song. You guys' minds are going to be blown by this. Okay, watch how cool this is. This piece is named, and I'm going to have to enunciate this because I know this is hard to see. This piece is named after a Taylor Swift song. Please rewrite the product description. If I could type, please rewrite the product description. Okay. In the voice of Taylor Swift, as if she was writing a song about her latest breakup. Okay. So now what I'm asking the AI, because Taylor Swift is such a big star, right? The AI knows every song she's ever written. Okay. So now what I'm saying to this AI is I'm saying, here's the piece. I know it's I Bet You Think About Me, because Casey's told me that's what the song title is or whatever. So I'm going to tell the AI to rewrite it like a Taylor Swift song, right? And we'll see what the results come up on. And again, I mean, I couldn't tell you a Taylor Swift song. My wife's probably played one on the radio. I Bet You Think About Me. In this whimsical portrayal, life's melody dances through a playful character adorned with oversized glasses and a butterfly resting on her head. The canvas bursts with vibrant hues and whispery tales and carefree moments. So the AI did an absolutely terrible job on that one. I've got to clear the session and start over. Hold on. Please rewrite this description in the voice of Taylor Swift and make it funny. Let's see what it does this time. And this is again, like, I love doing these like build in public and like show and tell sessions, because I want all of you guys thinking about this. Like this is how you have to do it. It's interesting. I don't know if the AI knows who Taylor Swift is. The bittersweet. This artwork playfully explores the bittersweet moments between laughter and love, proving that even tangled feelings can be beautiful. Now that's pretty good, right? So you could include some of this language in here in terms of your caption on Instagram, and instantaneously it likely gets like 10 times more compelling, and it's all part and parcel of what happens when you guys have an employee that's a professional writer that's writing for you. Are you guys all professional writers in addition to being professional artists and being creatives, right? Like, it's really, really hard. So it's a perfect use case example of how you can leverage AI to just get started and not be on a blank canvas and not be stuck, right? So great way to go about doing it. I've got to wrap it up there, guys. Thank you all for watching. Again, you can leave a comment, aha, on this if you don't already have access, and we'll send you an invite link to get in there. And I'm telling you guys, 2025 is going to be the year of the artist, where you guys all start using AI, and it absolutely makes you market 10 times as much as you did. You're going to be able to act like you have an entire team behind you, and it is going to be glorious. Thanks, everybody, for watching.